All right, here we go, kids. So, some of y'all still did not do this. I want you to do it, though, because I think it's important for you to be able to work your creativity, and it's important for you all to be able to finally figure out exactly how these things should look. Now, I know that we all helped create the rubric and all that stuff, right? But that's been a while now, right? But this here is your last chance opportunity. If you have not turned in anything to me, right, related to our blues and spirituals assignment, pay attention and get something to me by the due date. All right, so look here. This is the rubric. This is the one for the spirituals. For this last chance assignment, you only have to do a blues or a spiritual song. If you do both, then you might get a little bit more extra credit love from me. If you don't, then oops. Now, if you have already turned it in but you don't really like your grade, pay some attention too, and then you can turn me in another one and watch your grade go up. Okay? So, here it is for the spirituals. Notice the highlighted stuff. Your spiritual better rhyme. Okay? You're going to have 4 verses of 4 lines each, and you're going to have a chorus that gets repeated twice. That's that. Now, the themes, all of these themes, of course, you won't have all of them in your song, right? Because that would be like one crazy big old long song. It wouldn't necessarily make a lot of sense. But you need to pick a couple of these and have those ideas reflected. And please understand this. Just because black folks did it, right? Just because it's blues and spirituals doesn't mean that it's always about slavery. Dang. We need to remember that slaves have not existed in America since 1865. Okay? Now, so real quick, I'm going to go to the board over here and I'm going to show you a sample verse. Okay? All right, so let's see. I got 4 verses of 4 lines each. So then, if I want to, I need to have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, young people, do not feel like you have to give me the 1, 2, 3, 4 for the lines in your verses. Okay? This is just for, explanatory purposes only. Now, you also need to have the rhyme. Okay? So, go ahead and bang your little head up against the wall. Do some, what do they call that mess? Brainstorming, right? And figure out maybe a rhyme. Okay, so let's see. Spirituals, well, let's see. Maybe if I talk about love. And if I talk about love, then I can talk about a dove, because a dove is emblematic of love and peace and all that stuff, right? And then above, right? Because that's where heaven would be. And then, now I got to figure out what that last rhyme could be. I could go back to love, I guess. Right? So let's see how this would work out there. Okay, so looking at the themes, it says shields against the values, share killing definitions of black humanity, sense of personal self-worth, a psychic escape from the workaday world. This world is not my home. Flying away. Okay, so let's see. All right, so I spent a couple minutes with my little brainstorm, right? And this is what I came up with for the first verse. This would be one of 4 verses, right? Because remember, this is the spiritual, 4 verses. And in a chorus, you repeat twice. Okay? But anyway, so I know the good Lord ain't got nothing but love. Blah, 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 blah. Fly like a dove. Blah, 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 blah. Heaven above. Blah, 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 blah. Sweet love. Okay? Something like that, where you're just trying to express yourself creatively. Children, I know that at some point you have had some sort of angst. Right? Because, shoot, you teenagers, that's all you about is angst. And hey, why don't you go on ahead and just get a dictionary and look up the word angst to see if it doesn't apply to you sometimes. Not all the time, I would hope, because a lot of times you guys are, fun and having a good time and all that. That's good. But there should be quiet times when your soul speaks to you. Right? And this is going to be a way that you can express that little quiet voice, right? It can be hope. It doesn't have to be full of despair, all right? So, anyway, this is just an example. This is 1 out of 4 verses, and then you'll have the chorus. Now, in just a minute, we're going to go over the blues song too. Okay, so I took a little bit of time from making this video here for you lovely young people to hop back in the chat and see some of the different things that you guys are doing. That's not necessary, okay? I don't need to see Bill Cosby doing. And look, if you're looking for the assignments, go to the tab that says assignments on it. Cool? Now, let's get back to the business at hand, which is some of you all turned in some work that you didn't do, even though you had since the 5th of March, which was the due date, to complete it. Now, again, if you've already done this and you don't like the grade that I already put into the grade book, then you can use this to augment that grade. Anyway, so here we go. Here's how to do the blues. I have highlighted the most important things that you need to know in order to compose the lyrics for your blues song. 3 lines. That's it. 1, 2, 3 per verse, right? First line repeated twice, and then followed by a third end line rhyme, okay? And you got to have 4 total verses. Again, the themes, any of the themes are applicable, okay? Right now, shoot, you could have the done run out of toilet paper blues. You know what I'm saying? How about this? I figured we should all be able to kind of recognize this topic. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to write the Cabin Fever Blues right now. So let's see. That's all right. So remember, we got to have 3 lines. So we'll do this 1, 2, and 3. These 2 are the same with a little bit of addition you'll see. And then this is its own rhyme too. Right? It rhymes also. So, got them.
Ooh. Are you recording?
Yeah. Lord. I got them locked up in my cabin blues. This virus done got me not knowing what to do. Okay, so notice this is the same. Blues rhymes with do. Okay, now 4 verses of this, young people, based on these themes. All right, so look here, children. We're going to talk real quickly again about the parts of speech. Understand it like this, okay? Words are bricks, and then your sentences become, parts of, the walls, the plumbing. The stuff to help you build a house, if you want to think metaphorically, okay? Even if you don't want to, you still need to understand that there are certain parts of speech, right, that we use in our language, in any language really, to create sentences, hopefully, that are grammatically correct and make some sense. So real quick, I'm just going to go over the 8 very basic parts of speech with you right now. See if you could guess what they are before I write them on the board. Right, PPT, person, place, thing. Those are nouns. You got a couple of different types of nouns, right? And what are they? Oh, I thought you might have forgot. We got common. And then we have, what's the other one? Proper, that's right. Proper, just like MC Hammer would say. Okay, so teacher is an example of a common noun. Mr. Parker is an example of a proper noun. Okay? Now, nouns, right? We have words that describe them, and these are called adjectives. Okay? And they describe nouns. Okay? So, after that, we got verbs. And these are action words. Okay? And then, well, if we have words that describe nouns, then we probably got words that describe verbs too. And these are called adverbs. Okay, describe verbs. And they end mostly in ly. Okay? So, what? He ran down the hall. Well, how did he run down the hall? You got to have an adverb. You can say, he quickly ran down the hall. Okay? So, we got nouns, adjectives, verbs, and then adverbs. And then we got, what else do we got? We got, prepositions. Right? And prepositions, they're kind of a little bit weird, but you know them, right? Of, on, above, beyond. So, up, down, left, right are kind of things like that, kind of like prepositions. And so, prepositions kind of show relationships. Okay? Now, let's do this. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be dead on whenever I talk to you about what a preposition is, because sometimes when you learn so much information like I do, you tend to forget certain things. Whenever you guys get better with these concepts, they're going to become ingrained and you will be able to utilize them habitually, right? And you're going to get a better understanding of how they all come to work together to create coherent communication. So, I went ahead and I looked at preposition, and it's a word governing and usually preceding a noun or pronoun, expressing a relation to another word or element in the clause. Clause is a whole other thing. We'll get into that next time, okay? And look here, you could always go and try to find any of a gazillion videos that will tell you about the parts of speech. There's no reason for you all not to be able to get a hold of these very basic blocks of our communication. Anyway, so look here, on, like I said, on, above, around, beside. Those are all going to be your prepositions. You could even go ahead and get a list of prepositions. All right, so then you got pronouns. He, she, it. He, comma, she, comma, it. Those are all examples of pronouns, okay, children? Anyway, pronouns replace nouns, okay? Maybe you don't want to say Mr. Parker all the time, right? They replace common nouns, proper nouns. Okay, so instead of Mr. Parker, you get you is a pronoun, but you would get he if you wanted to reference Mr. Parker. Okay, so that's that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 3 more. Interjection. Yeah, y'all missed it. Mr. Scott came in here earlier and he gave a pretty good interjection. Kind of punked me off. I'm probably getting back for that mess. But anyway, interjection. That's like, hey, stop. No, what's going on? Right? Something that just kind of bursts out there. Okay? And then, we got conjunctions. Look at the word, look at the prefix con, that means with, okay? So, if, and, or, but. This is just a small list of conjunctions, okay? Conjunctions. All right, and then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, these are gonna be our basic. That's cool. These are going to be our basic parts of speech. You are going to want to understand these, and you're going to want to be able to pick them out like on a quiz, because the quiz is coming, and it's coming relatively quickly. See ya.